Hello everybody, Len here. I don't know if you guys remember, a good while back I made this knife, and you know, some people gave me words of encouragement, and also it invoked the ire of some. You know, what can I say? I'm not a knife maker, but I like to occasionally dabble and fool around. So yeah, anyway, I made this knife a while back, and I called this it was a gator skin twist, and I like the handle of this with the pommel end. And but then the blade end came out a little bit crazy, but yeah, it looked, you know, like I said, some people were very encouraging, and I appreciated that. And you know, I don't, like I said, don't normally make knives, but of course I'm interested in them, and you know, it's something the blacksmith can do. So you know, occasionally, you know, all guys who I know who are blacksmiths eventually, you know, venture into making a knife or two at least. So anyway, I've had this knife for a while, and I'm not really pleased with this. So you know, I never put a good edge on it, and it's too thick in this section here, so I just let it sit on the side. And you know, today I want to have a little bit of fun. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to rework the edge of this. I'm going to leave the handle as is, you know, and then I don't know if you can see this, but I've kind of envisioned that I'll try to offset this blade downward a bit, and then I want to take away a lot of this curve in it here. You know, maybe just a little bit of curve on the edge, thin it out a lot, and then and make it sort of in this style here, where, you know, I'm going to work it down on the top end, flatten the edge a little bit, and then, you know, give it that sharp edge on the front right there, not this point. So, you know, and I think that would be very useful for me for some purposes. So I'm just going to fool around. I'm just going to throw it in my forge, bang around on this, freestyle a little bit, see what happens. So I hope you enjoy. One of the wonderful things of hot iron work is that if you're not satisfied with a piece, for the most part, you can always alter it, change it, do something else.
I want to quickly give a shout out to Ron Parrott for his latest donation. Thanks very much.
That's much more of a style that I want on that kind of an offset look. I'm going to use a hammer that I rarely use, a ball peen hammer. And this one I've got from the States, and it's got, you definitely won't be able to notice it, but it has an anvil etched on it with a name that's partially visible, and I always wondered where this came from. It's a very nice ball peen hammer. So I don't frequently use this ball peen hammer. It's extremely hard, and I don't normally like to use such a hard hammer, but in this case, you know, being that it's so light and I'm going really easy, you know, I'll just use it. Shimmy shakes, man, today. Just trying to cut this edge off here. There we go. It's actually opposite of what I was just thinking. I wanted to go that way, but yeah, I'll have to make another cut that way then. Yeah, actually I like that. No, I'll keep that. a much softer hammer, medium carbon hammer, so when I'm working so close to the edge of my anvil, or to the face of my anvil, I just find this to be a better option. So this is where I went wrong when I initially made this knife, is that I just never worked the edge down enough. I didn't thin it out enough. I'm going to really thin this down, and I'm going to try to get this baby razor sharp. It actually looks like a straight razor, so who knows. But yeah, I'm just going to call it a knife still. Like right here, I don't know if you can notice this, right where there was the serration there's a little bit of a cold shut, but I'll just grind that out. So far it's looking pretty good, but I've got to thin that down much more in my opinion. You know, I don't want to fool around grinding on this thing too much. So I'll give it another couple of heats, and then I'm going to anneal this. And then once it's cold, I'll work it a bit, grind it, and then give it a quick quench and harden that edge.
I should have stopped working the edge 1 or 2 heats ago. I'm starting to give it too much curve, and in my opinion, it just has less of a pleasing look now.
That'll be the last heat on this, and I'm going to I'll anneal this right now. I'm going to put it in my forge, get it past critical temperature, and just shut the forge off. So here it is, the old knife reimagined. And I think in this style it would be much more practical for what I want this for. You know, it's a type of knife that, you know, I'll keep at home. It's much too heavy to be taking around in the field, and use this to cut cord and rope and stuff like that. This will be perfect for what I want to use this for. And even though it does look like a straight razor, you know, that's not my intention for this knife. Also, you know, obviously if you're a knife maker, you'll frown upon this, but this is 01 steel and I've cooled it in water. Don't do that. It probably won't work. It probably won't work. I superheated my water, and then you notice I had a piece of hot steel on the spine of this to try to keep the back end warm while cooling the edge. once I think this will be okay, but you know, when I put its final edge on this, then I'll know for sure. You know, see how that holds up. But you know, get the oil and quench it in oil if you have O1 steel is what I want to say. But another reason too is that I had that piece of steel heated near the spine is because, you know, I wanted to harden and then to temper it at the same time. So you notice that I used my angle grinder to polish the edge very quickly, and then watch. You probably couldn't see from the angle that I had the camera at, but to see the temper color. So when it got close to about straw, then I pulled it back just a little bit more and took it away. So, and that should you know, temper this back just a little bit. But yeah, so I'm pleased. I'm much more happy with the way this is now than what it was before, and I'll get this to be super sharp. I'm going to sharpen this to a razor's edge. So I hope you liked this video. I just, you know, wanted to have some fun. I can hear the naysayers already, but you know, hey, it is what it is. So thanks a lot, guys. I'll catch you next time.